Hello, in this tutorial we're going to cover the ACM reports. Before we get started, let's cover some important notes. So ACM provides 28 standard reports which can be customized, saved as a custom report, and is scheduled to run and even be emailed to anyone that you desire. Also, ACM allow you to connect with have an ODBC connection with ACM transactional database, which allow you to create your own reports using a third-party application. So any SQL based tool should allow you to connect with our transactional database and let you create your own reports. For more information on that, please talk to our tech support team. Just call the tech support and they'll be able to assist you with that. Let's take a look in some of the prerequisites to run reports. It's always a good idea to go under the appliance and the about screen and take a look at your license. Although for reports, any standard license that you have for ACM will cover the reports, so you should be fine with that. But it's always a good idea to make sure that you're running the latest version. If you're not sure, you can always go back to our website, vigilant.com, under support, and take a look in software updates. You'll be able to locate what is the latest version we're running in ACM. It's a free download. You can download that and update your system. Follow procedures to do the update. Any questions, contact tech support and they'll be able to assist you. Also, if you're running reports and you want the reports in CSV or even a PDF format, those are the two formats that ACM will output a report. You want to make sure that you have an application such as Microsoft Excel or even Excel Viewer to allow you to run those reports and manipulate information. Same goes for PDF. You need to at least have a PDF reader installed in the workstation that you're running the reports. And that also is a free download that you can get out of the internet. Okay, now let's go ahead and log into the software and cover the reports. Let's go ahead and log into ACM. So clicking sign in. And one of the first things I always want to do is make sure that the system is running the latest version. So you can go in setup and settings and under appliance. Then when you get there, go into the about screen and here's your version. Right. For the reports, any license that you have in the system, even the basic license, will provide you the full-blown report functionality, so you should be okay with that. But just always check for the latest license, and if you're not sure, just once again go to our website, vigilant.com, and take a look at there under the support section and software downloads. You can see what is the latest version. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look in the reports now. So right up here where you have all the functionality of ACM, you can go ahead and click in reports, and that will display all the reports that are available in ACM. Notice that my screen, by default, ACM will display 20 items per screen. I already changed configuration on my system, so that's why I'm seeing all the reports. If you have a standard configuration, you have a page 1 of 2. All you have to do is just click in page 2 down here at the bottom, and then you'll be able to see the next page. So let's take a look what do we have here. So this is the reports. When you customize or filter or add filters and save that report, now you're going to have a custom report. So they will display under this section. We'll cover that in a minute. So here's the name of the report. Any applied filters to the report will display over here. This is the pencil to edit the report, so you can actually edit the report in two ways. You can click in the pencil or just click in the name of the report, and then there's some other extra steps that I'll show here in a minute. You can go and customize that. This will run the report in PDF format, so if you just click in the PDF here without any filters, the application will retrieve the last 2,000 records that are available in our database. If you require a date range that is longer than that require more than 2,000 records, you can schedule a report, and that will have no limitations the amount of records that you can get. We'll show you how to do that in a sequence of this video. Here's the other option, is the CSV or Excel format. Notice that for the two of them, you need to have a PDF reader installed in your system and at least a Microsoft Microsoft Excel viewer or just the full-blown Microsoft Excel installed in the computer where you're running the application. Okay, let's take a look how we customize or how we add filters to a report. It's actually very simple. Just click here in the alarm reports, and when you click there, you're going to see this layout. So once again, you can run your report just by clicking those icons, the PDF or the Excel up top. You can generate a quick view of your report, and that's useful if you're not sure what kind of information the report is going to give back. If you're new to the ACM reports, it is probably a good idea. So I just want to go ahead and hit this button down here. Looks like a refresh button. What this is going to do, it's going to go retrieve information out of the database, and will display information in here. So here it is. So it's showing me some information, some type of event. In this case are inputs in alarm state, door forced alarms. You can see them here, so you know what kind of information you're going to get in this report, and it will give you the number of pages and the amount of records that is retrieving from the database. So down here you also can change the number of items that you display per page. Default is 15. You can always go back and change it, and now this will show you it's recalculating, and it's going to show you now 50 items per page. So notice now that I have 20 pages to go. This is how you move the pages around, or you can just go here and type the page. Again, this is just to display on screen, right? So if you want to generate a report after that, you say, yeah, this is the information I want. I can go ahead now and just click either in the PDF or in the Excel format, and that information is going to come out. Okay. Normally, I prefer the Excel. I think is more capable. You have the ability to go and change. It's not static like the PDF. So if I just click that button now, it's going to go and launch my my Excel application, and it's going to bring me the report inside of the Excel system. So it's calculating, so it does take a little bit of time, and once that report is calculated, it will bring the information. It's going to ask you if you want to save the PDF or just open that information. As this is calculating, let's go ahead and take a look in a few other options here and wait for that to come up. The other options are here. If I want to apply filters to my report, I can click in this magnifying glass. This is how you add filters to the system. You can come in here and go and add filters for panel date, type of event or operator, or whatever is the options that you see under this panel. This is how you're going to filter that type of event. Okay, I can look in event type name, for example, or source. Let's say date. I can now create a greater than and add one more filter and say less than. So that will determine my period of time that I want that report to run. So let's say I want that report to run from the entire month of January of 2017. So I can go ahead and say January 1st, and then go over here and just type it in. I can just do that, go type, which is probably easier in this case, and just pick the time. Okay, click OK, and now that's my report filtering. I can save that, so that will save my report as a filters for this report. So when I run it, it's going to run on this, or I can just reset the filters, and that will run without any filters. So we'll bring whatever records or the last 2,000 records there is in the database. So let's go ahead and just run that, see what this does. So I'm going to go ahead and save it first. Okay, and I'm going to go and run that on PDF format. So that should give me some items. And I just canceled the other selection that I had, so I'm gonna go ahead and just wait for this to run, and here it is. So once it runs, it's gonna ask you now, okay, I'm gonna output this report in CSV format. Do you want to save it or open? In my case, I'm just going to open with my default Excel. Now this open up Excel, here is my information. I can now sort it, do all sorts of things with this, right? So I can go ahead and click in there and say edit, rearrange the screen, or do whatever I need to do. So here it is now. My all my items are here. I can very quickly just, there's not intention here to show you Excel, but very quickly notice how I now can apply filters and say just show me for example door forced. That's all I want to see. Here is all the door forced, when they happen, and in which reader that door forced happened. Okay, so just to show you, I'm gonna go ahead and close that, and just to show you how a report works. So this is how you configure. Let's take a look in a different report now. So let's go ahead and do the transaction report. Notice that the transaction report and the audit report do not have that pencil, right? So if you want to customize the report, just click here in the transaction report name, or any other report will do the same thing. Go into the magnifying glass here on the left, and this is how you go and customize that report. So let's say that in my case, I want to see a report for the last 7 days. So I'm gonna open this up, go into panel date range, number of days, and now I'm just going to go ahead and type 7. That's all I want. And I'm going to save this as a custom report. So this will be my transaction report last 7 days. Okay, and then I can go ahead and hit create custom report, which will save this report under the custom reports. If I hit save here, this will save this as the default. So every time I run this report now, it will run just the last 7 days. I can always come back and reset that filtering and add any different type of filtering I want. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit create custom report. Now I get a message that says custom report created. Keep in mind, I also can add more filters to it, right? So I can come here and click this plus sign and just add filtering and more filtering and more filtering. So and then I can come here and select any type. I want to see the last 7 days, for example, on a particular reader. So you can go here and pick the door that you want. This will search for the door. So my front door, for example, and I want to see a person's, just one person, and I can go ahead and enter the last name of that person, right? I'm gonna go and cancel all the others. You get the idea. Once again, I can go save that report and have that as my standard report if I want to. Save it here and run it, or just do on screen by hitting this refresh button here, which will display this settings. Okay. So I'm not gonna save that. I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the custom report where we saved this report using only date, right? So the last 7 days was like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's go here to custom reports, and I should be able to find my report right here. So here is my report. Okay, now I can just go ahead and run the report like that. Just click on it, and this will open up the report and show me the last 7 days. So here it is. Once again, I can just do that and see all the reports, all this report, and filter, do whatever I need to do with that. That's what I'm saying. Excel is easier to manipulate that data, but I can do the same thing or see that same report in a different format using PDF. Notice that the PDF is going to take you a little longer to run the report or to display the report, because it's building the pages in that nice looking format, and then the report will come up as a different tab in your browser and showing that, and then you can just go ahead and save that as a PDF. So notice it's taking a little bit longer to go and run. So I'm gonna let it run, and we'll come back here and see that report and show you a few other things. So now that you have this reports and the customized reports, you can schedule a report. So you can go over here and say, I want to run this report every Monday morning and have that emailed to me, right? So we'll be able to see that. Let's go back and take a look in the report how it looks like. So here is the PDF format of this report. You can't change it, is how it is. So, and is displaying the last 2,000 records, okay? And you can use it just like that. If you don't like this format, then go with a PDF, and now you can manipulate, go with the CSV format, and you can manipulate the format and the data and anything else that you need there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close that. So let's take a look how we schedule the report. So let's recap a little bit. So I went to reports, went to the transaction report, I put a filter to show the last 7 days, I saved that as a custom report. It created this entry here in my custom report fields. I can delete it if I want to, right over here in the delete button, or I can schedule that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit that link. This will bring the settings for it, so you can just go ahead and type the name of this report. So this will be my transaction report last 7 days, or any other name that you prefer. It is a report, and then I'm going to select CSV. So I like CSV better. Then go ahead and hit next. Once you do that, it's going to bring you this page. So this page displays filters. In this case, I don't have any filter other than the 7 days. Just hit next. It's just to review that. And then how often you want to repeat that. So that's your schedule right there. I'm gonna go do a weekly and say I want this every Monday at 7 a.m. Hit next. And now this will give you the ability to go enter the email address, right? So I can go here and enter my email address. Hit submit. And now this report is ready. There is one extra step that you need to do. Now the report was, the schedule has been submitted, but it's not turned on. So you need to, once you finish that, you need to come over here into my account, click there, go into job specifications, and you're going to see there is a job, the one that we just created. So here it is, but it is not active. So highlight that and click in the active button, and now that report is active. So what's gonna happen now is Monday morning 7 a.m. comes around, system will automatically generate a report for the last 7 days and display that and send that information by email into your inbox, in your email inbox. Okay, let's go back to reports and show you one more thing. So now that I have saved that transaction report as custom, notice that I did not save that as my standard option. So I can go back here once again and click in the magnifying glass. Notice all the other options that you have here for types of events and panel dates, last names, and all that. So I'm just gonna go and do the same thing, just the same 7 days. But now instead of creating a custom report, I'm going to save that. So that will be a filter now applied to my report. So if you go back to reports now, you're gonna see that in the filters now has, here it is. Now my filter by default, my transaction report now is set by default to display the last 7 days. So when you're running reports, just be careful with that. Just take a look. That's why we put this column over here. Take a look, see if there is any filters, because that could impact the type of data that you're looking for. Okay. Also, to run reports that require more than 2,000 items, you can just create your report and save that as a custom report. Is scheduled to run, email that to you, and that will bring any amount of data that you want that is in our ACM database. I hope you're okay with this. If you have any questions, please contact our tech support. They'll be able to assist you and help you with that.